bringing you a unique episode containing Disney perspectives from a combined 30 years of experience. This isn't a video that will teach you everything you need to know about Disney or how to plan your trip. There are plenty of those out there. Instead, we are sharing thoughts and perspectives on how to approach Disney from a newbie to an experienced regular and an expert Disney aficionado. 3 unique perspectives tackling the 4 biggest debates right now: park survival basics, what's worth the extra money, like eating out, skipping lines, or taking the bus versus renting a golf cart, the true vibe difference between Fort Wilderness Campground and the resorts, and our thoughts on some of the recent changes affecting your next trip. Let's go get this discussion started.
We're here at Disney's Fort Wilderness, right? We've been here for, 8 days already. We got a couple more, maybe. Well, I've been here 8 days. You guys have been here a couple days longer than me. And we're gonna round table a little discussion here about Disney, right? Because we all have varying degrees of Disney experience here. I would think Tim is probably the most experienced Disney traveler. He comes here quite often. I'm probably the next in line, and maybe Phil, you're last in line. But and you know, it's that years of experience that we're going to talk about here, with a couple different topics that we need to fit into this video because everybody vacations differently, and I think that's a big thing. And Megan's behind the camera, so Megan's going to kind of moderate us. She's got a list of questions, and we're going to kind of go through them. So, anything you want to add in there?
No, I think we're good. I think we'll start off with intros, how long you've been coming to Disney, and the number of times you visited, estimated.
So I'll start out. I come to Disney since probably about 85 or 86 when my parents brought me here. And we did a vacation. Then about every 4 or 5 years we would come here. Dad brought me back, and I think it was 90, right after Hollywood Studios opened, or back then it was called FGM Studios. I got there. Then I took a little break, right? You become a teenager and you say, I don't need to go to Disney anymore. That's for kids. And then you hit adulthood and you start having your own kids, and the magic just starts over again. So I'm probably on trip number 10 or 12 in my lifetime, coming down here. And what was the other part?
Probably
of that
half of that. You got it. Number of times. How long?
Number of times. All right. Phil, go next.
This is probably my 3rd time here. I was twice when I was a young kid, and I was probably 20, 21 I come the 2nd time. And like he said, this is the first time I ever come with a family, and it's just a whole different experience when you come with your kids and see their expression and feel the magical experience that you felt as a kid or look through your own children.
And I'm Tim. This is our 10th trip here as a family, and I came twice as a kid, once in '88 and once in '92. Primarily staying here at Fort Wilderness, and yes, we started coming in 2017 with our kids when they were young. We met up with my parents here at Fort Wilderness. We stayed in the cabins. They had a camper, so we did 2 trips with the cabins, and then the last 8 trips have been with our campers.
And how many years has it taken you to do the 8 trips? Because you cut multiple times a year.
So it's changed.
Or is that recently?
It's changed. So yeah, we started off doing every other year when the girls were really little, and then when Belle and Bridget got a little bit older, it morphed into like 3 times every 2 years, roughly, about every 8 months we go. And now it's getting a little bit more often than that. So
we're like, oh, Tim's in Disney again.
This is our place.
and let's talk a little bit about how we all travel really quickly, so everybody at home gets an idea of what's going on here. Like, you guys know us, we travel. We're as much as we can timers. We get out, we do a lot, and try to be out everywhere as we can. Phil, what is your current traveling situation?
We are currently full-timers. We started as weekend warriors, then about 6-7 months ago, my wife's like, let's put our house on market and see how fast we can do this. Well, we started out offering a house for 24, closed 15 days later, and we've hit the road ever since. So we've been full-timing on the road 7 months now.
Yeah, we're a little bit different. We're weekend warriors. My wife Ginger and I, we both have jobs where we really can't travel that much, but we do enjoy getting out on the weekends. You know, I'd say about 50% of the time we're down here, and the other 50% we're either camping with friends or we'll take a little bit longer trips to like Tennessee, things a couple states away from Ohio.
And we all met as part of another camping YouTube group, and have just hit it off. And we've now we've done this a couple times now together. We have more trips planned later this year again together, and it just tends to work out really well. We've kind of got this great thing going on. Our kids are all about the same age, so they all do really well together. So we've got a lot going on here. So I just wanted to throw that out there so everybody understands how I met Phil, how I met Tim and their families, and we do all that.
Yeah, matter of fact, I think 75% of our camping trips is here with you guys. So
Yes.
You love us.
All right, Meg.
All right.
How do we start out?
So question number 1 is going to be, what are your pro tips on surviving the parks? And it could be parks in general or a specific park. It could be however you want to tackle that.
I started out so when we started coming down here, we didn't have the camper yet, and the girls were little, and I was all about getting every dollar out of every minute I could possibly get out of Disney. So we would rope drop, and we would do the fireworks all the way to the Kiss Goodnight every night at the Magic Kingdom. Like, it was on all day long.
The kids napped in the stroller while we shopped. That was
Yeah.
our strategy.
We would load them up with snacks and goldfish and all that other stuff while we were waiting in line for rides, and then shop when they slept. And then Meg and I would sleep for a whole 6.5 hours, get up and do it again the next day.
Can't believe we ever did
For
that.
4 days in a row, we would do that. Surviving the parks now in a camper is very different. We do not rope drop very much, and we take a midday break. So we've been coming back to the camper probably late afternoon, have a late lunch, early dinner, let the dogs out because the dogs travel with us. And everybody else here is kind of in that same boat with animals, that we all travel with animals.
So that is the plus. You get to
Yep.
travel with your animal.
And we, like today, let's drop today as an example. We get to Epcot, and it's hot, and rides are going down. Guardians of the Galaxy was down almost the whole day. Frozen went down for half a day. Turtle Talk with Crush was even down. So we toured the World Showcase, ate a bunch of food, drank a bunch of liquids and adult beverages, shoved the kids full of snacks, and then we left. That was that. I mean, we were out of the parks we left at about 5:30. I think you guys all left before us.
Just a
so
little
left
bit.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So is your pro tip to run through the park or take your time and relax and go
we've
back?
turned into kind of taking our time a little bit, and because it's hot, and you're here with 100,000 of your closest friends, family, and relatives. And some of them aren't nice, and we've learned to slow down a little bit. Phil, what do you think?
Same to you, slow down. So we travel with 2 dogs. We have a son who gets hangry quite often. He doesn't eat, or he leaves his snacks in the truck like he did today,
And it's water.
in his water, and he had nothing. So we had to cater around him sharing our snacks and our water, but he did really good. Yeah, but we are the ones that we don't get up early rope drop like you said, but we got in left about 9:30, 9:45, got to park around 10, stayed about 4, 5, 6 hours, come back and the dogs out, then we come back here and we hung out at the camper because we had to get some other stuff done. But we have left and come back to the park in the evenings for different things. We may do that tomorrow. Who knows?
On the water note, though, too, you can bring in a plastic water bottle and refill. There's plenty of places you can get cold ice water for free.
Yeah, and
That's a good tip.
Disney has a policy of giving out free cups of ice water. All you have to do is
You
ask.
just gotta use yeah.
Tim?
Yeah, I think the biggest pro tip we got is we started off trying to do everything get everything done in the one trip, and there's just too much. You just can't. So I think, one, you got to plan. Disney is not someplace where you show up without a plan. And 2, you just have to realize that things are not going to go perfectly. I think I always tell friends that are coming, pick out your top 2 or 3 things that each person wants to do and make that critical list, and then make sure you check those things off, and everything else that you get done is icing on the cake. Just make sure you get those few things that you want to do. And then we're like you guys. I mean, we tend to go in early to try and beat the crowds, and then we'll leave pretty early, usually around lunchtime or beforehand, and then go back later in the day, where everybody else is kind of crashing and walking out. And you're just walking in.
You see like this field
Powered
of
up, there you
zombies
go.
walking down Main Street. They're like, oh, the heat, I don't know what to do. And we're busting through going,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
let's
like,
hit another
yes. 5-minute wait one. Dumbo. Yes.
one.
Okay, so you said planning, and you're talking about probably planning rides, but also planning meals, right?
Yeah, I mean, planning meals for sure because Disney's expensive. A lot of people like Disney because of the food. A lot of people dislike Disney because of food and cost and things like that. There's things like the dining plan and things like that, but we don't usually use that. We just go with, we know kind of what we like and what we want to try and which snacks we want to kind of hit, and we try making sure we get those in. But, you know, the nice thing about camping while you're here is you can make your own meals, a lot of stuff like that makes it a lot more affordable.
Yep.
So,
Phil, any thoughts?
No, like my wife said, she said, made a comment to me. She's like, you gotta really try not to have a good time here. You can try, but Disney makes it hard not to find something that you enjoy about this park.
And I go with exactly what Tim said, you know, making a plan, even if it's a loose plan, is well worth your weight in gold here because it's hot. And how many times am I going to say it's hot? It's hot here. It's June.
yeah.
It's hot. And you cannot just walk up to a restaurant and expect to sit down. It is not going to happen here at Disney, especially if it's a popular restaurant.
Yeah.
And if a restaurant is inside of a park, you got to plan that around what day you're going to be at that park, too.
My dad, who was down here, even had trouble getting into one of the resort restaurants. They kept telling, we don't have availability, sir. And you would see half the restaurant's empty, but he didn't have an advanced reservation, so it's hard
Yeah.
to get in. It's different here at Disney. You almost have to have some plan of what parks, what days, where you're going to eat, how you're going to do it.
Unless you're planning on quick service all day, every day.
If you want chicken fingers and French fries all day long, it's here. You can
Yeah.
totally do it.
Bridget totally doesn't.
there's
Kids
some-
do it. Hey, kids do it.
That fish
That
was
is-
good today, though.
So we had
Yes.
fish and chips in England.
Yes.
So I'm going to throw Epcot as the exception to the dining reservation. There are a lot of great
Yeah.
restaurants at Epcot, don't get me wrong. But you can eat around the World Showcase and have great quality food. The
And
fish and
it's
chips.
fast. It's really prepared.
Yes. Fish and chips, we stopped and got something in Japan. The kids were eating udon noodles and beef, and that was a quick service walk up.
Edamame, too.
Yep, edamame. So there are other options besides chicken fingers and French fries here.
Well, I think a lot of people too sometimes struggle with how to make the plan. You can just go do a quick search on YouTube, and there are tons of reviews and things out there. that'll help
Yeah,
you.
and we're not trying to be YouTube Disney experts here. By no means. There are plenty of other YouTubers and bloggers out there that has covered Disney for decades.
It's just how
We're
we
just
do Disney.
we're just throwing out, our best thoughts and ideas.
Okay. So I think number 2 is going to be, what would you spend extra money on? So there's a lot of things that are not included in your park ticket or your resort stay. There's a lot of add-ons, golf carts, what is it, Lightning Lane now? Like,
Yeah, Lightning
what are
Lane,
you
so
willing to
fast
pay
pass.
for and why? And what are you not willing to pay
I'm
for
gonna
and
throw
why?
this to Tim first.
Because
Probably
you're opposite
I
of
have
him.
the opposite opinion. I don't know. I kind of look at time as money, and depending on how much time you have, I will pay for Lightning Lanes because I don't like standing in line more than 15, 20 minutes. So we won't do it every park, but we'll do it at Magic Kingdom for sure, just because it's a much better value at Magic Kingdom with all the rides there.
What does that cost you per person?
It depends on the day.
Oh,
So like
it's got
right
dynamic
now,
pricing.
yeah, it's dynamic pricing. Right now, I think like Magic Kingdom this week, I think it was like $35 a person per day.
And a family of 4, you're talking that's $150.
Yeah,
On top of the park
tax and
ticket.
everything else. Yeah, but I will say, you can pretty much get through every ride in a day if you've got it. And if you're only coming down here like once every 10 years, that's another thing too. That's where kind of the time is money thing. If you're trying to get everything in, that's where it may pay off. So when we first started coming down here, golf cart at the campground, I was pretty much, we don't need a golf cart. That's an added expense. We've got our bikes and everything else. We got the bus transportation. We now get a golf cart almost every single time we come just because we like going around and looking at all the other campsites. We do pin trading here, so it makes it a lot easier to do that. So that's another expense we kind of just book into our budget for the trip
Okay. See, we have the Jeep, and I kind of find it hard to find parking at the campground, right? So, yeah, 4 spots.
We're going to talk about campground likes and dislikes,
Yeah.
I think, in a question down the road here.
Yeah. But yeah, so we will pay for that. The other thing too, so things I don't like, the Disney dining plan. I know a lot of families get the Disney dining plan. We
Not a
never
fan.
really had much desire to go that route, just because we kind of like testing the waters, different areas, and
Yeah.
I don't think their point system and our way we manage our
Eating
food
habits don't always.
they don't
give,
align.
They give you a lot of snack credits.
Yeah, and
not everybody's snackers.
Yeah.
They want meals.
Now, so we have a really good friend who does use the dining plan, but she knows how to like work it and plans it out so that it actually works to her advantage.
yeah.
But that's a lot of work.
And that's
to
a
do
lot
that.
of work and a lot of
Yep.
planning, and depending on how much time you want to invest in that. The other thing too, like here at the campground itself, so there's 5 different levels of sites, all the way from tent up to premium meadows, which is the most expensive. We usually go for the premium, which is kind of the 4th tier, mostly because they're wider sites. You got a little bit more space. We get a little more privacy. I think it
Bigger
helps
rigs,
us.
too.
Yeah, it's easier for the bigger rigs. It helps us with the dogs keep a little bit more space and things like that. So that's the other thing we'll tend to spend a little extra on.
The fireworks must be going off somewhere, because that was a big
Yeah.
boom.
Well, the
Heard a
rain
big-
stopped, so
Heard a big
So
boom here
yours
at the
is what,
campground.
28-foot, yours is, your rig.
It's a 28 BH grand
Yours.
design. Yeah,
How long is yours?
We're 40 foot.
Yeah, we're 43 foot.
I think we're actually 35.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So these bigger sites make a difference when it comes to getting yourself situated, and they're really wide and really deep too.
Yeah, I mean, got to keep in mind, Fort Wilderness was built in 1971. The campers then, a lot
They were
different
little
now.
tiny
Yeah,
things
so
pulled by the family station
they
wagon.
definitely tried to accommodate the larger rigs, but the premium sites tend to give you a little
I
bit
mean, now you got everything to 45-foot Prevost buses rolling in here.
Yeah.
In some of these spots, and I've seen them, and
They're tight.
the RV just looks enormous in these sites because the fort is covered by trees. There is tree coverage everywhere, and not that it's overhanging you, but they're tall. These are like 100-foot trees here.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. It keeps the sun out. But when you try to cram that 45-foot diesel pusher into one of these sites, it's tight. Especially the loops are one-way, single-lane roads. So there is no back. You go one way in and one way out only.
And you're very front. It's not very unforgiving. You don't have time to swing really.
So Phil,
Right.
anything that you
would or
like,
wouldn't.
good or bad, about spending extra on?
We were going to the golf cart, and we decided to get our e-bikes, and they work really, really good here because they can go actually faster than the golf carts here. We can keep up with the flow of traffic with our e-bikes. So definitely, I mean, it's a little more money up front, but they're paid for. But if you keep renting a car time you come with a golf cart, it's what? How much is it? It's
About 75.
It's 75
75 a
for a
day.
4-seater,
Yeah.
100 for a 6-seater. If
Yeah.
you got a large family.
So I mean, it's like we bought these e-bikes and they work really, really well. Lightning Pass, I may do that if I really want to ride something just for like one part. But other than that, I don't mind waiting in line. It doesn't bother me.
I think the e-bikes, you run the risk on them telling you not to use them because I think technically you're not supposed to.
Disney has a clause in their stay that you're not supposed to be on any electronic or electric scooter, e-bike, or one wheel. We actually saw. I can't remember who saw it, but they saw a one wheel getting pulled over.
with the lights on too.
Security had their
Yeah.
lights on their car going and everything, and it was pretty interesting. So,
They haven't said anything to us at all.
but see, there's
yeah,
a difference.
They don't.
Maybe he was being a moron.
Yeah.
I'd say my parents think
And-
that.
You're pedaling too. Like I don't know. I think as long as you're being respectful with them.
Ours has
There's people that aren't
headlights and
respectful with the
taillights,
golf
too.
carts.
No.
And ours have headlights and taillights, so you can see us at night.
Yeah, the golf carts, they can be kind of, depending on who's driving.
Yes. So we have done it both ways. We had a golf cart the first time we stayed here. I liked it. It was great. There was only 4 of us here that time. Now I've got my nieces and my nephew here with us, so there's 7 of us. I did not feel it was important enough of a price and with 7 people to get a golf cart. So we've been using the inside Disney Fort transportation with the buses, which are good and which are bad. A couple days we've had great service. We get to the bus stop, boom, bus is right there, picks us up, takes us. I think it was the other day, we waited 30 minutes for a bus just outside the loop.
Yeah. It took us an hour and 20 minutes just to get into Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, which is a long time. And yeah, it can be bad, but it is what it is at some certain points.
Some things can be inconsistent.
Yes.
Food quality, service, plus transportation.
Yes.
There's some inconsistency.
Like when I was on the wrong bus and rode around.
And I'll just say, I am not a fan. Yeah, you can get easily confused here at the fort with the buses. I'm not a fan of the lightning lane system. We already pay a lot of money to walk in here. I have not had a problem really waiting in line. 25, 30 minutes, not a problem. I don't have an issue with that. When you get to the 90-minute wait times, though, that's a little much.
Yeah.
But with 7 people here this time, it would be $200 plus a day for me to get lightning lane. And I just couldn't do it.
We also went in with the perspective of, like, we don't get on everything. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's also their first time, so anything they get on is they don't know what they're not. They don't know what they're missing.
And we've done this a lot, whereas they have not done it at all. So we wanted to just have that experience and do what we could.
Yeah.
But and as far as the campsites go, I've never done the premium meadow. What is this site? This is
premium.
I like this site.
And Premium Meadow is the same as these sites. They're just closer to the Meadow Trading Post, which is kind of the center.
Just literally across the street from us.
Which is really close to where we're at the premium site.
And we're in the 1100 loop. We're all in the 1100 loop right next to each other. Great loop. The last time we were here, we stayed at 700. 700 was closer towards Pioneer Hall, and we could get on the boats. I mean, we could walk to the boats to go to Magic Kingdom. So there's goods and bads here. If you're on this main strip that runs through the campground, you've got a shot at just about anything you want. But you've got some sites that are pushed out to the edges. Yeah, I wouldn't want those sites.
Yeah.
One other thing that I know you would spend money on because you buy it every time is the photo pass.
Oh, absolutely. I could not imagine coming here without a photo pass. That's because I live with a woman who takes pictures constantly.
That's me.
You know, hence we got into YouTube videos. We've gotten into other things. It's all about the memories. And we've got hundreds of PhotoPass photos saved in storage docs, and we've put some of them up around our house. I love the PhotoPass. I've been a proponent of that. And for $150 or whatever it is, I think it's an extremely good value. However, the number of PhotoPass photographers who are out there, I think, has dwindled compared to what it used to be. Unless you're on Main Street, USA, where they seem to all be. If you're in Magic Kingdom and on Main Street, there's probably 10, 12 up and down the main strip. But they're hard to find in other places throughout the park.
I was thinking, we've gotten PhotoPass every trip we've done. They're well worth it.
And the magic shots, those are pretty cool. You can't do those on your own.
Yeah, you need a PhotoPass photographer. Next question.
All right, question number 3 of 4. Campground versus resorts. We personally have done both. You've only done campground and cabins.
Last week got the cabin as a resort, which it is a little bit different. So
I like Disney resorts. I always will like Disney resorts. We've stayed at Bay Lake Tower. We've stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge. We've stayed at Boardwalk. We've stayed at Beach Club. We've stayed at Port Orleans, Riverside, and where else?
Coronado.
And Coronado Springs. I've liked all of them. I don't think there's a bad one in the bunch. You got those. Some are your moderates, and some are your deluxe. And we stayed deluxe because we rented DVC points. Which, if you don't know anything about it, just look it up, Google it. I'm not going to get into it here. I like Disney makes a great resort. There's nothing wrong with any of their resorts here. Their pools are great. Their food options are great. You got quick service, and you got sit down at every resort. And what they call housekeeping or mousekeeping is pretty good. They've taken some privileges away. Like they don't do towels and everything every day. Now it's like I think every 3rd or 4th day.
I don't think many hotels, even when I travel for work, they don't do that anymore.
I know. A lot of places are getting away from that. But again, Disney resorts are great. The campground, though, I really like this campground. You come to Fort Wilderness, and it is a different experience. They were street sweeping today with their street sweeper. They come out with leaf blowers and blow all the debris after it rains back into the sites or away from everything. Their garbage collection is like hourly.
Yeah.
It is intense, and it is beautiful, and it is well maintained, and it is extremely well run. Your hookups are the water pressure fill. You told me when I got here, like the water pressure was fabulous, and it is. So I really like the Fort.
It's probably the most expensive campground that you stay at, but it's considerably more affordable than staying at the resort.
So we could stay here 12 days for the price that we would pay 6 or 7 at a resort.
Yeah, and depending which resort, because even at, if you compare the campground, depending on the time of year to like even Art of Animation, the cheapest, you're almost paying the same for a campsite, but you get, you can have 10 people there instead of a couple people over.
Right, it didn't cost us any more money to bring
Right.
3 more kids.
Right. And I think they changed that this year. Now I think it's 8.
8 is the limit now at the Fort, because I'm sure they were packing them in as sardines, like they could get in here like little platoons of army men were just crawling out of campers here.
Like a clown car.
Like a clown car,
They
basically,
stop.
yes.
I will say, as far as the resort part of it though, and I didn't even think about this before, but we haven't stayed at a resort, but one of our favorite things to do is resort hopping. Like, we come and stay at the campground, but like 2 or 3 days in our trip usually, we are off going to the other restaurants, going to the gift shops, going to the different resorts. The only thing we really can't do there is go play in the pool.
You can't get a Dole Whip at the Fort. You can get a Dole Whip at the Poly,
Yeah.
and we did it.
So that's the other cool thing about just being on property is taking the transportation, and you can pretty much go wherever you want to go and check it out.
So Phil, as a full-time, what do you think of the Fort Campground?
It's very well maintained. I like it that before you pull in, they blow your site out, make sure everything's working, everything's clean. I've had no issues. Either your water pressure is great, connections are great, easy accessible, and easy backing. Easy. Wife and I didn't argue backing in this time, so good day.
It's always good. You get that T-shirt you've ever seen that, sorry for all the things I said while backing in the
Yeah,
rig.
it's on our refrigerator.
Yep. Anything else, Matt, you want to add on that too?
I don't think so.
All
right. Okay, so last and final question, and this one should be some good discussion. Thoughts on the recent changes? Lots of recent changes to rides and coming soon. You used to get lightning lane passes free when you stayed here.
Fast pass.
Yeah, you used to get in early and stay late, so I think they've made some changes there. Plus you got Universal, so
Well, so there's even been announcements today with park hours and stuff like that have been coming across all the Facebook feeds. They are going to roll out a new nighttime parade at the Magic Kingdom, and they took away all the evening extra magic hours because they didn't want the parade to get loaded with people. They thought it was going to roll out in like March or April, and it's really going to roll out in July. So now they're starting to adjust park days. Now they're going to have extra magic hours in the evening for Magic Kingdom until the middle of July, and then they mix it all. And they've even blocked out annual pass holders from being able to book certain days because of this new parade that's coming out. Because they haven't had a parade at night in almost 2 years or something like that.
It's been even longer than that, I think.
Universal's gonna put a hurt on Disney, I think, even though Disney keeps saying this is gonna pump up tourism and blah, and people are still gonna come here. Yeah, people are still gonna come here. They just opened Epic Universe. Like it's evil and villains and Super Mario and everything else that kids of the 80s and 90s absolutely loved. And who are the main people coming to the parks these days?
Mm-hmm.
People our age,
Just
kids of the 80s and 90s. And Disney needs to do something to, in my opinion, bring more. Now they're going to bring Monstropolis to Hollywood Studios. They're going to bring they're going to do Cars Land in the back of the Magic Kingdom area. They're even talking about a Villains
Yeah,
Land.
and the Villains Land's gonna be a Magic Kingdom too. So
But we're 3, 4, 5 years away from any of that even opening. Gone are the days of Michael Eisner going open MGM Studios before Universal opened and do it quick. Disney's now taken more of a back seat to other people and letting the other people influence them into making quick and hasty decisions, which I'm okay with. But I think Disney definitely is going to need to figure out where to go, how to do it, and how are we going to grow. Because I think I think we're in a stagnant period for about the last 3 or 4 years. Tim, what you say?
Yeah, I'll be honest. The park side of it doesn't really bother me. I'm a little bit bothered by the fact that they're closing down Rivers of America. They're getting rid of Tom Sawyer Island. But I also understand there's a generation that doesn't appreciate any of that.
Yeah.
Like, why are we wasting the space?
I got to tell you, I hadn't been on Tom Sawyer Island ever until the last time we were here in 2022, and I walked around going, "What's here?"
Oh, so I remember when I was a kid, I was like, so even like we were here in Thanksgiving time frame, and I went on the steamboat one more time, just to reminisce and stuff like that. But I think with the stuff they're bringing, from every plans I've seen, it's going to be done tastefully, and I'm excited to see it.
And they're going to model the Cars ride after a national park.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of neat. They're going to tie that in.
I think, I'll be honest, where I get more concerned about is changes around the Ford area itself. So putting in Lakeshore Lodge right next to this, which is absolutely huge, and it's right behind Pioneer Hall, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. So I'd say I'm disappointed in the landscape changes, but I'm also kind of excited at the same time that there's going to be more restaurants, shops, things like that are walking distance.
And let's give everybody a perspective on where they're putting this new resort. It is in the former place of River Country. And River Country was the first water park here on property. It closed in like 98, 99, 2000 something. I mean, it was old. And they closed it down one day and it was just done.
And it's literally right next to Fort Lewis.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can see it from wherever.
Yeah.
So, I'm more hesitant about some of the changes coming to the Fort. They just moved the cabins to DVC. We'll see how that works out.
That's rough.
They look nice. They look nicer.
Really nice. I think they're trying to make amenities at the Fort kind of match the DVC level, which, okay, but it's also
doesn't.
maybe not the same clientele are in the Fort that would be purchasing
Correct.
DVC. So there may be some cultures that collide as part of this. So we'll see how that all works out. But I'm optimistic. I am not going to stop coming. I see people say, "Oh, I'm not going to come anymore." Always changes. Like, I'm not going to come. Things are going to change.
Well, what did Walt always say? These parks will never stop evolving.
Yeah.
That was one of the big things that he always said. They will always change.
And no matter what's going on, we're always going to have fun. So,
I mean, they put up the beautiful island tower at the Poly. I think it's really nice. It's big. It's tall. I mean, what is that? Like 15 stories or something like that? It is a big resort add-on. I mean, the Poly was always, 1 and 2 level rooms forever.
But somebody that didn't know that might not notice it. Like, I'm not as close to you as it is, and you had to point it out to me. I was like, oh, that wasn't there. Like, it does blend in.
But where can Disney go? I mean, the best place to build is up. Even though they own 30,000 prime acres of Central Florida land, if they want to continue adding where everybody wants to stay, they got to go up.
yeah, I do think with the resort space they're adding, I don't think what they're adding in the parks is going to be enough to offset that from a capacity standpoint. So I think they really got to start looking at a fifth park in the future.
And I would almost seem to think that they probably are. They're just not talking about it very openly yet.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
got to
sure
be some
with
strong NDAs in place.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Phil, how have you liked the parks? I mean, what have you liked about the parks? What do you not like about the parks?
I said they're very clean, very well maintained. Like I said, going by what my wife said, if you want to have a bad time, you can have a bad time, but they need to make sure that everybody feels included, even on their rides. They make sure that people with certain, if you're in a wheelchair, you can still get on Tron, you can still get on Guardians of the Galaxy. They make sure that the rides are, I guess, ADA friendly. That's the best I can say it.
Yep.
Which is they cater to everybody. And people are saying that, they're going to close Fort Wilderness. They're never going to close Fort Wilderness because they're building these things here. This thing here will always be here.
Yeah.
Because it's, people don't want to say a lot of this. People that are campers are social people. They love meeting new people. They love the camaraderie that you have when you camp together. You may not know your neighbor, but they'll wave and smile at you.
Everybody's waving hi.
Yes.
Everybody's walking their dogs. How you doing? It is, campers. If you're a camper out there, you're watching us. At campgrounds, it is a friendly atmosphere. It is more like your neighborhood square. Everybody wants to say hi. At Disney, it's the next level up. It's, hey, what's going on? How you doing? The employees stop to talk to you. They ask you about your dog. What you doing? Where you going today? What kind of parks are you hitting? It's
like a bigger version of Cheers.
Yes.
Hey, Norm.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Ginger and I, as we like go around on the golf cart and stuff, you will have conversations with people as you're pin trading. Dogs are natural.
Campers and dogs just go together.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's almost like an extension of what camping is, right? Because we feel that when we're places. Now, I know you guys are our neighbor and you helped us fix the water inlet that Pete broke off, but if you guys weren't here, you broke it off.
I don't think you.
If you guys weren't here, there would have been somebody in this loop that would have helped us if we needed help. And I think that just, not only is it a Disney atmosphere, but that is camping community.
Yeah.
It's like that.
So, if we're going to close this out in any way, shape, or form, I really like the fort. I'm not shy to say that I like Disney. I've been a Disney nerd for a while. I like the history, everything that Walt did, everything that these parks represent for people. Obviously, you can tell, I'm wearing pins. I have an Orangebird shirt on. If you know who Orangebird is, great. There's a lot of people who don't. I got Olaf sticking out of my pocket here. I mean,
And you were talking to your nephew earlier today about Walt and Roy, and you
Yes.
told him something very specific. And he came home 6 hours later and called his dad and regurgitated what Pete told him. Like, he paid attention. It was pretty cool. You passed that down.
I mean, there's a lot here, right? 1971, the park has been here 50. I'm not a quick math guy, but it's 55 years.
We're 51 now.
I'm
They just
51.
had the 50th anniversary.
Right. And it's just an amazing place. It's an amazing vacation.
55 years in the park has been here.
It's an amazing family experience. And whether you have a lot of money or a little money, you can still vacation here and figure out how to do it. I mean, when Megan and I were younger and the kids were little, we didn't have a lot of money. We figured out how to make this work because it was important to us.
Now we'd only come every couple of years.
Yeah, and we still only come every couple of years, where we tend to fit different big rocks in as we go. But I love this place. I will forever come here. I will one day bring my grandkids here. One day, some grandkid is going to be pushing me in a wheelchair, walking around here, and I'm going to be like the old man.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, get out of my way.
Third.
Be whipping my cane out of people. I mean, I will still be coming here, no matter what happens or how it goes. So, Phil, anything you want to say in closing?
No, you guys know it pretty much.
Yeah.
You guys are the pros here. It's my first time here camping in the wilderness.
Would you come again?
Absolutely. My wife nodded her head absolutely. She's already got it booked out and hadn't told me yet.
Yeah, when you leave here, you're already thinking about the next time.
Yes.
I totally know how you feel with that.
Yeah. I mean, Ginger and I, this has been kind of like our camping, our vacation spot.
I think I come back in the like the fall, maybe the winter, just staying here for just the park alone.
Winter's great.
Campground. Not going to the park, just staying in the campground.
Meg and I were talking about that.
Yes.
What if we just came down here? Oh, maybe we just go to Magic Kingdom for one day.
Yeah.
Don't have to go to the other parks. This Magic Kingdom is for me. It's where it's
You always say that, but we never actually do that.
well, because I get FOMO.
Uh-huh.
I have to go hit and see and do everything. But the Magic Kingdom is my park. That is my happy place. I think Tim is almost kind of on that same path.
You walk down Main Street, that's all you need.
You see the families, the kids, the balloons, the little cars with the horns honking up and down the street, and the streetmosphere, as they would call it.
Yeah, I always make sure I get a picture whenever we walk in. Ginger and the girls walking up Main Street, I'll get behind them and get a picture of them walking down Main Street with the cats. Every single trip I take that picture.
Yep. I would say if anybody out there is watching and you like or don't like Disney, haven't been to Disney, reach out to us. Catch us up, shoot us a message on YouTube, shoot us a message on Facebook or Instagram. We'll be happy to help you, give you tips, tricks, and helpful hints on what you should and shouldn't do here, just based on our opinion.
Drop it in the comments.
Thanks, everybody.
Disney is a magical experience and fun for all ages, but it does help to know what to consider when planning a trip. We hope you enjoyed this video. Share your tips in the comments, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you real soon.